Hey everyone, welcome back to the Law of Attraction Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Graziano, and today I have a very interesting person on the show. Somebody who is going to help you to improve your health. You know, I'm all about biohacking. You know, I'm all about anti-aging. This guest today, him and his family have pioneered the way for over half a century. In fact, pushing nearly a century at this point. This is old school. This is real. This is something that you add to your water and you can drink every day. Super simple, super cheap, something that will help you. It is natural, organic. It is a supplement that I cannot wait to talk about that is made up of minerals that are so good at a biomolecular level in your body. Welcome to the show, Dr. Willard. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. And this is so wonderful because we've managed to connect from two different parts of the US, which is awesome. And you really are someone I've been so looking forward to bringing on this show. You have so much knowledge around health and around anti-aging and all the above. I'm really interested by the remarkable history and revolutionary product line that you guys have created for over 50 years. Let's get into it. I just want to go straight to it. This is a miracle product, right? What was the aha moment that led to this discovery?
Well, sure. It was invented by my grandfather, actually. My grandfather was a chemist. He got his PhD from Purdue University. And he was actually, he always just called it, quite honestly, he called it dumb luck. He was working in his lab one day in 1965. He came up with this formula. And honestly, what he was doing was trying to create a high density trace mineral water. And he had this idea to mix a couple of other products. He was very much a scientist. He had all these things going on in his lab, and he had this idea. And then he thought that the minerals he was putting in it might be slightly toxic. So he drank it to test his blood cells for the effects of toxicity. And he noticed that the platelets in his bloodstream were moving very rapidly after the introduction of this new product. And he thought that was very strange. It shouldn't be doing that. And once again, he was very much a scientist. So he started doing a lot of research, sent some of it up to some friends of his at Purdue University, some biologists, some chemists, and they did about 8 years of trials on it. And a lot of what we know about how the product works goes back to those early trials in the 60s and 70s.
Wow, I love that. So this is really something that's been around for half a century, something that
Yeah.
has pioneered the way. So, just for anyone who's listening, this is a water additive. It's something that you add to water. Let's talk more about what it actually is.
Sure, it is a proprietary solution. It's a water additive. What it does is it stimulates a number of biological functions. My grandfather originally called it catalyst activated water, and he would say that the product itself isn't the catalyst activated water, it's what happens to the water when the catalyst is added to it. And so, what we see are a number of things. We see better digestion. We see it breaks down food particles a little bit more. We also see that it's chemically communicating with the body in different ways. So, we see things like better absorption of nutrients. Nutrients move into the cells, but what's most fascinating about it is also pulling toxins out of the cells. So, we see that it pulls toxins out, it makes room for the good stuff in there, but then it causes the cells to hold on to those things and utilize them more efficiently.
I feel
And we
like I
see
need
that.
to have this every day. Like, I'm like, why does my water not have this in now? Like, I need this to enhance the functions of my cells at a biomolecular level.
Yes, that's what I'd be asking you and all your listeners. Why don't you have it every day? And we see it with the number of things too. We also see it with an increase in antioxidants in the cells, and it's recharging the antioxidants. So, cellular damage, a lot of people are worried about cellular damage, which you talk about with aging. The Willard water will actually reduce that cellular damage. And we know that from studies that were done by the University of Washington in the 1980s.
Can you have too much of the stuff?
Not really. No. I mean, I always tell people, 4 to 6 glasses, 8 ounce glasses per day. After that, honestly, you're just going to urinate it out.
And so, how do you use it? Like, it's a sachet I pour in.
Yes. Yeah. You put it in your water. Like I said, you can actually add it directly to the water, quarter teaspoon per 8 ounces, or you could do something like what I do. For example, I will just have a half a gallon in my refrigerator of good water, and I'll just add some to that. I add about half an ounce to that and just drink it throughout the day.
Wow, that's so great. So I also have an alkaline machine. So I can get the water from that have my golden water, but actually really what I want to do is add this product to it, which is super natural. Okay, tell me about the ingredients, and does it have caffeine in it?
No, it is all natural, and you wouldn't need your alkaline water machine anymore because it's naturally alkalinizing the water, and it will actually keep the water alkalinized forever. Once it changes it, it never goes back. And so once it moves that alkaline up to like a 9 or a 10, it will stay that way forever. And but yeah, it has all natural ingredients. It is not organic, but it is 99.99% organic. 1,000th of a percent of an ingredient is not organic.
Love this. So, guys, it's not caffeine. So, it's not like having coffee, but it's something with natural organic minerals into it. Water should just have this in automatically. I wish you could just get this like approved across like every water supply in the whole country, particularly places that don't even have freaking good water.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also talking about with this formula, this is our core catalyst. The ultimate is our core catalyst plus the addition of trace minerals. And that's one of the things that my grandfather really believed in. And it goes to the core of what he was trying to do. The idea is that, 50 years ago, people didn't talk about things like good water. They didn't talk about things like trace minerals. They didn't talk about the importance of those things. So my grandfather really was ahead of his time. But these trace minerals, they're designed by the name, as the name implies, very small amounts, but they have a number of impacts in the body. Things like magnesium, selenium. They have very small amounts, but they'll boost a number of cellular functions as well.
I love that. So, it doesn't affect people who can't have, like, if you are, for example, I suffered with hyperactive thyroid, right? And it was a real problem for me. So I had to avoid seaweed, um, too much. I don't know if selenium was one of them, but I had to avoid certain things that were, and I know them now, when I see them, a lot of products which are really alkaline, or I'm very good at alkaline, but there were certain green things that I couldn't eat, because it would be bad for the thyroid level. But this one, it doesn't affect that kind of thing.
No, not at all. And in fact, once again, what it's doing is it's helping the cells better regulate. So if you have too much in there, it's also pulling it out. So it's helping your body move that out. So one of the first things people notice when they start drinking the Willard water, they're going to urinate a little bit more frequently because the body is detoxing a little bit. It's pulling some of those toxins out. So for the first day or two, you're going to urinate a little more frequently, and then you're going to start feeling things like more energy. You're going to start feeling some of the impacts of your body better utilizing those nutrients.
Can you give me some examples of people? Because I'm so personally just interested. Like, give me some examples of people who have had the water for, say, 6 months using this particular Dr. Willard additive to it in a positive way. And then tell me like some, things, benefits that they've personally been through.
Sure. I always love this story because it involves my mother, actually.
That's so
So my
nice.
parents are retired. My mom is 80, my dad's 84. My dad doesn't come to the office anymore. So they have no Willard water at their house. And so they weren't drinking it and they just kind of like stopped using it. My mom started getting B vitamin shots. A lot of elderly people have issues with B vitamins. And I kept saying, Mom, why are you doing that? If you drink the Willard water, the B vitamins, and we have a lot of testing on how the Willard water significantly increases the absorption and retention of water soluble vitamins like B vitamins. And they're actually B vitamin tests. It's actually kind of cool. You can take a test. You can see your B vitamin levels before and after Willard water. It's kind of cool. Anyway, my mom was, your dad never brings any home. We never have any. We never have any. And so I finally just took some over to them. And my mom started using it. And the next time she went to the doctor and got tested, the doctor said, well, you don't need a shot anymore. You've got whatever you're doing now is working. You don't need B vitamin shots. Your cells have. So it's one of my favorite stories because obviously my mother is somewhat biased, but it's still an interesting story.
That is interesting. I love that. A lot of people go to the doctors for B vitamins and B12 all the time. So I love the fact that this has it in. So there's nothing in it that's like bad for you. It's all organic. And has it been adapted over these 50 years? Like, you guys really pioneered the way for this. So for me, telling my audience about something beautiful, and I really am selective about who I have on this show to talk about products, I have to genuinely believe in it. And as soon as I heard about it, I was like, what? This is so cool. I was like, I want it. Like, I'm so excited to now get using on it every time I'm drinking water, because it's so simple. You can carry it in your handbag, you can carry it around in your wallet, like, it's super easy.
If you aren't yet a member of our Law of Attraction app, the app that features everything about scripting for love, money, happiness, how to accelerate your career, how to accelerate your name and brand online, something your girl's very good at coaching on and doing herself. I'm results-based, baby. If you want to learn how to manifest love, how you can attract the partner of your dreams into your life, if you want to magnify the money coming into your life, you want to become magnetic, you want to be an attraction force to be reckoned with, you want to put millions of dollars into your bank account through manifesting, you want to learn the secrets behind scripting your dream life, get into our app. The membership is here. All you got to do is join. And guess what? You also get access to our coaching calls every week with yours truly every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is, I think, 6 p.m. UK time. Wherever you are in the world, it is for you. We coach every week, and I personally coach you on scripting for love, scripting for happiness, scripting for health, scripting for money, scripting for career. I show you how to manifest all of the things you want into your life. And all you've got to do is attend those live coaching calls every week. When you get into that membership, you get access to all of our courses, all of our programs, the meditations, the powerful subconscious reprogramming meditations that will help you to retrain your mind, reframe your mindset into believing that you are worthy of money pouring in abundantly, into believing that your soulmate is just around the corner, or strengthening your current relationship. So wherever you are in life, if you feel like you want to better your life, do you? Do you want to better your life? I'm sure you do. You want to better your bank account. You want to better your health. There is no one I've ever met that said, no, I'm good where I am. Never. Somebody always wants to be happy. Do you want to be happier? Do you want to be wealthier? Do you want to be more in love? Do you want to have better people being attracted to you? And I'm just not just talking about love. I'm talking about when you show up somewhere. Do you want to be magnetic when you walk into that room? If you do, if the answer is yes to any of those questions, or you want to learn how to grow your name online, you want to learn how to get more eyeballs on your work. Otherwise, what is the point in having that amazing business if nobody's hearing about it? The app has all the answers for you. Join our membership now. Get inside of it, and I'll see you there.
No, actually, the formula remains the same, but actually the dilution amounts that we use and different things have been adapted over the years. And so when you really think about the idea of increased cellular absorption of nutrients, it affects every biological being. So fast forward 50 years, we have clients all around the world that use it for a number of different things. We have a Japanese makeup line company that uses it in their moisturizers to help boost the absorption of their skin cells.
We all love Japanese skincare. So I was in Japan, and I can say firsthand, that shit is amazing. Like, Japanese skincare is at the forefront. So is Korean. Like, they get it right. Their skin is like glass for a reason. So now I know your product is inside their product. I'm literally all over this. Like, I want to go buy their product now. You have to tell me the name of this particular brand so I can get it.
It's actually called Dr. Willard's. And they have a store in what is their version of Times Square? I can't remember the name now. Is it Shibuya?
Shibuya in Shibuya in Shibuya. Yeah. Shibuya Square. Yeah.
Shibuya Square. Yeah, they actually have a store in Shibuya Square. It's really cool. And their stuff is the best.
It's the crossroads in Shibuya, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I stayed literally on the crossroads. That's so cool. I am all over this. How fun. I love it. Okay, so they use your name, but that's okay. You guys allowed it.
Well, yeah, we get rights. We get, they pay us a royalty for it, but they also use the product in that. But we also have like a lot of supplement makers here in the US that buy it by the barrel, 55-gallon drums. They put it in their supplements. For obvious reasons, I can't name who they are, but we have a number of people. That's one of our bigger clients.
And when you say supplements, is it like vitamins or supplements or drinks or what? Like
drinks? If they have like a drink, we have drinks. We have different people who use it in how can I put this? Oxidation drinks, things like alkaline drinks, things like nutrient drinks. They put that in there. We have people that use it actually in plants. Our newest line is called Plant Catalyst. It's the same impact. It helps the plants better utilize the nutrients. So we're reducing fertilizer by about 35%.
I love this. I am like, this is so great. You are really pioneering the way, people, from a long time for this. I am definitely buying Dr. Willard's makeup after this and skincare, because I'm all about things that are natural because I flare up so easily. Will this help with like rashes that I randomly get?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I need
Although
that.
the FDA will probably, they don't love us talking about that. But yes, I'll get you some of it. We have some
Thank
spray
you
here.
so much.
Yeah, but no, this is what I personally love to do, you know, so it's fine. It's like my personal feeling on it sounds like it's going to help me cure my rash and I love that, you know? So I will use it. And also I love the idea that this is something that I can now put in my water. Does it taste nice?
It's sometimes some people say it's got a little bit of a minerally taste, but you can also put it in your tea. You can put it in your coffee. You can put it in your juice. We have a lot of people that make smoothies with it.
Oh, yes, I could put it in my smoothie. Okay, so how much a day to see the maximum results?
You're going to use about an ounce a day of the product in four different applications. So if you put it in your smoothie, you just put like a quarter of a teaspoon in your smoothie.
Got it. Okay. And that's it for the day?
Nope, that's just your first time, and then you
That's
put
your
it in your
first.
water and you drink it 3 or 4 more times throughout the day.
Got it. Okay, so it's an ounce a day. I need to remember that. Let's write that
Yeah.
down. I want an ounce a day for it. Okay, great.
Not even an ounce a day; it's a teaspoon a day.
Oh, a teaspoon a day.
Yeah, you're not making it's a steal of a deal, I have to say. It's very inexpensive. You
Yeah.
don't use a heck of a lot of it. You buy a bottle, it'll probably last you about 3 months.
I'm putting a link below. Guys, can we put a link below? Will you I'm gonna put a link for anybody that wants to buy this product. This is clearly the way to improve your health. Give me 5 top benefits of Dr. Willard's water supplement.
Number one is the abundant source of natural and macro trace minerals. Everybody knows what trace minerals. It's a highly efficacious bioavailable formula. It's going to help your body better use those nutrients, cells. It's helping it once again boost nutrients assimilation, reduces stress, supports cellular health. You're also going to boost your antioxidant activity in your cells, your free radical scavenging. So it's going to reduce the effects of stress on the cells.
And you
Wow.
better hydration as well.
Okay, I need that. So really, anyone who wants to anti-age, this is for you. If you want to improve skin elasticity, collagen, feeling good in your skin. Oh yeah. Dark concentrate and clear concentrated formulas. The difference.
It really comes down to the expansion of the product, and why we talk to you about the ultimate is because it's really is the ultimate product. It's an evolution of the product. So the first thing that my grandfather was trying to do was create a trace mineral water. He put very small amounts of trace minerals in this separate solution, so it kind of gets into the weeds a little bit here. But the clear product is basically what we call the catalyst by itself. It has no additional trace minerals. It is just the clear product that boosts nutrient assimilation. The ultimate product, the dark, was actually invented for plants. And so it's a much weaker formula. But we had a lot of farmers in the area here, and we're in South Dakota. We had a lot of farmers who used it and they began to drink it themselves. And so at a certain point in time, the FDA required us to basically label this particular product as a drink. I mean, our company's history, I will tell you, is really fascinating because it mirrors the evolution of the FDA as well in terms of how they deal with things like supplement and specialty beverages and whatnot. None of these things existed when my grandpa started this company. There was a food or it was a drug, and none of these. I don't think the agency existed when my grandpa invented this product.
This is wild. So he didn't know that it would have this impact, but he wanted it to. He probably wanted to change history for the way that
Oh,
people were
absolutely.
drinking water. But you're right. Back then, nobody gave a fuck really about the water. It was like a different world, hippie life, like it was, a different place. And so what's interesting is that your grandpa did care. Your grandpa actually started the way. So has this been passed down to your parents and then you?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I took over as CEO in 2011.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And what about your kids?
I don't have any children. I have a niece, and she will take it over.
At some point in time.
Oh my God, that is so, so, so beautiful. Okay, this is so special to know. I love that you are keeping it in the family. Even that's such an amazing way. I love that. Um, I wondered, okay, I have so many things on my list to ask you that I personally wanted to know the answer to. So this is really great. And I know my listeners vibe off these conversations because they learn so much about health and how to improve yourself. And that's what it's about in life, improving your way. Now, as this show is called The Law of Attraction Secrets, do you believe in mindset work and actually a factor of the thoughts become your things? Do you believe, I mean, let's just take the product itself was created from a mere thought, from somebody, your grandpa, having a thought about an idea and imagining and manifesting that into existence, and it came about, the product. So did you have any part of it where you believe that if you think yourself into health, that also helps?
I do believe that. And I'll tell you one thing that I always think about with my grandfather. My grandfather always said, small minded people do small minded things.
Wow,
And
great
he would
quote.
always say to us, don't be small minded with your life, live your life with intention. And that is something that's very much a part of my being. Live your life with intention and live your health with intention is a big part of that as well. And as I said, he was very much a scientist. This was a journey. It took him in a number of different directions. He'd worked on the Manhattan Project, the development of the atomic bomb, and so he also had some issues with radiation sickness and other problems. And so when he started exploring this product for its antioxidant properties, that was really at the forefront of his mind, was how can I address these sort of the cellular damage from the radiation, that exposure that I had.
So it helps with free radicals. It
Yeah.
helps with external environmental things that we can't control. So this actually, does it help with, as like, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, it boosts free radical scavenging activity in the cells, and we also see antioxidant recharging. So it's again, I was just call it sort of like a booster. People, there are a number of bodily functions that it moves. It increases once again the platelets in the bloodstream very rapidly, and so you see things like you're going to heal a little bit faster because it's moving those platelets to the bloodstream. When we're talking about free radical scavenging, it's making those free radicals work better and faster. So it's reducing the effects of
Damage to the cells.
Can I have it all in one go, or do I have to space it out?
you have to space it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's just better for you.
It's not necessarily as good. And the fascinating thing about it is, the more I've been involved in it, the more testing. I mean, it's a big part of what I do as well. As I sponsor scientific research every year. And right now, actually, Cornell University is doing scientific research on our product. And what they're finding is that my grandfather actually knew what he was doing when he came up with the dilution amounts. That too much of it just doesn't. It's not as effective. Too little of it's not as effective. Too much of it's not effective.
This is so interesting that he knew. There are millions of supplements out there. What makes Willard water different, and why is bioavailability so crucial?
Bioavailability is extremely important, and this is why I think Willard water is extremely important for everyone's diet. If you take a vitamin, for example, you're probably going to urinate out 99% of that. It's going to move right through your body. Most of the nutrients you're taking in, they're moving right through your body. Bioavailability is the term that means your cells and your body are using those nutrients more efficiently. That's what Willard water is doing. Willard water is helping no matter what you take, it's helping your body use them more efficiently. And once again, we talk about the moisturizers with the Japanese. It's helping the cells better use those moisturizers and hold on to those moisturizers. So what's happening in the skin is the same thing that's happening in the internal body cells.
Wow. So this is so great. So is it a little bit like when people say take vitamin D with K2? Like there's certain things you can put together to help with the absorption in the body.
Exactly. You're exactly correct. I take mine with my vitamins in the morning. Once again, we see, and I'm talking a little bit about plants because I've become very passionate about some of the research that we've done with that. I mean, we're reducing fertilizer 35% and increasing yield. And it's because the product is doing the same thing the plants is doing with our bodies here. It's helping those plants better use those nutrients more effectively.
Incredible. What's the biggest myth about water and minerals that people still believe, but science has debunked?
That all water is the same, that everything you drink is the same, and that nothing can change.
Wait, so if I go to an average market and I buy water or whatever, I go to a supermarket, a grocery store, and I buy my water out of the bottles, okay? It's all different.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're getting. So, for example, I live in South Dakota. The water that we have here is a little bit higher in mineral content. It's also much harder water, and so you're going to get a lot more acidity out of the water here in the Black Hills. So it's important here in the Black Hills, which is once again goes back to what my grandfather was doing to raise that pH a little bit, to make that a less acidic thing, because that's going to have a long-term impact in your body. That's going to cause damage to your cells in your body over the long term. It's the same thing what you're talking about there. If you buy a bottle of water from the market, it literally has nothing in it. So you then have to replenish that, because you do have to have some of those minerals. You do have to have some of those things that are naturally occurring in the water.
So when we're drinking the water in the supermarket, you're actually saying it's not even good for us?
I wouldn't say it's not good for you. I would say it's not as good for you.
So you need to add the minerals, hence adding Dr. Willard's product to it so that your water becomes bioavailable in your body and that actually you take in the minerals and the trace minerals that you need.
Yes, exactly, exactly. If you're just hammering a bunch of water, you may say that, well, I just don't feel hydrated, or I don't feel satiated, and that's one of the things that we're talking about here is you're not getting all of those things that your cells in your body need from the water.
Oh, this is wild. Water is such a big deal. It's like 70% of our body. So I'm really interested by this product. I personally want to use it every day. I want to get into it. What's something that you guys are working on right now?
That you
That
can
we're
reveal.
working on.
Yeah.
That, yeah, honestly, it's the plants that are really exciting me. We won a grant through the U.S. Agency of International Development to go to Africa a couple of years ago, and we are selling in Zambia and Malawi, and literally our head of production is in Zambia right now, setting up a production facility in Zambia, and because we've had enough input from farmers in Zambia. We sold several thousand farmers now are involved in it, and we're talking smallholder farmers. We're talking farmers that farm on like an acre.
They have no money, and we're increasing their profit margins, the amount of food that they're able to eat. It's
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
So beautiful. I love that. Helping third world countries. I'm passionate about that. I built a school in Guatemala for 600 children with the charity Pencils of Promise. They're just incredible that they're on the ground doing the work. They're based here in New York as well, LA, where I am. So it's really a beautiful charity. And I'm really all about helping third world countries. And one of the programs they have there is called the WASH program, which is all about general hygiene and personal hygiene and like clean water. I mean, we take clean water for granted. They literally don't have it. So they have systems that are put in to make sure that their water is cleansed and able to use even on their hands. Because the kids were the like dropout rate from children not being at school is so high in the usual schools there because the children don't have clean water and they get stomach bugs and then they get super ill and some die, you know. So it's so bad, they're like off school for so long with these problems, and so they go in there and they really hands on the ground and help with all these different programs in the school hygiene, like even sanitary towels for women and the girls in the school. And it's just so fascinating. So being able to put bricks on the ground there and help with that is so powerful. And now I'm like, do we need to send a whole box of this over there? Like, this is so great. I just love the idea of people benefiting from this.
Yeah, I will say it's the coolest thing. And you talk about the water in the village. I mean, I've gone to a number of villages. We've been doing it for several years now,
Wow.
and I've gone over there several times. And it's pretty crazy when you think about, like, for these folks, getting water in their village is a big deal. Like, if there's a single pump in the middle of the village, that's a big deal. And they have to very carefully regulate, like each one of them gets 5 gallon buckets per day. That's how much water each household gets.
Whoa, that's terrifying. And you
yeah,
have to think like, is it even clean to drink? I mean, most times
they
no.
boil it. They have to boil it. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying. Okay, reducing stress. Is that something that Dr. Willards is like proud to help with? Because stress is a worldwide problem. I faced it, it caused an illness in my body. Like, this is something that I know will help so many people if it does help that. Tell us about stress reduction and how it supports cellular health. I know we already went over a lot of cellular health, but I would love to know more about that, like specifically.
Sure. It really goes back to, once again, that free radical scavenging activity. It's reducing the effects of stress on the cells. So basically, if you're constantly in a stress situation, you're going to have cell damage to your cells, and that cellular damage adds up over time. And that's one of the things that contributes, obviously, to aging, but it also can contribute to a number of different diseases. Anything that actually reduces the effects of those cells, and the Willard water is reducing the effects of stress in the cells, but it's also in some ways unwinding some of that as well, because the more free radical scavenging activity that you have, the more your cells are able to fix that stress as well. And so the Willard water is having a positive impact on that as well.
I love that. Stress is, as I said, like the ultimate killer. So when we have something that can help like this, amazing. But remember, people, even if you're taking a supplement, you still got to work on this. This guy in here, this 5 million-year-old bit of hardware, 10 million. I mean, it is, you have to really look at you and what your thoughts are every day. You have to really look at what you're inputting into your world every day. You know, if you're having this amazing water, then maybe you want to also look at what you're eating to make sure it's healthy and clean for you. Make sure that, you know, you're looking after your mental. Like, are you waking up and positively pouring into yourself and others? When we focus on what we want, we attract more of that to us. Like attracts like. So I love how this is now going to go into my morning ritual. This is going to be a part of it. Give me your $1 million morning ritual.
My morning ritual, I have green tea, and I put this in the green tea because, again, it increases the antioxidant content of green tea. So I have that, and I have some fruit, and I have some yogurt. I'm a really firm believer in gut health as well, and the importance of maintaining a positive gut health. And so I tend to eat throughout the day things that will boost that gut health and overall health. And I'm 54 years old. And so you start to get to the point where you're thinking, okay, I want to make sure that the rest of my life is also positively lived. Or, you know, so I want to make sure that I'm exercising every day. I exercise in the morning as well. I work out, and then I run for a couple miles. You know, those kinds of things are very important. You talk about the mindset as well. You have to have that mindset. I will tell you, I know a lot of people, honestly, my age, who are talking about, well, I'm 54, life is over, this sucks. And you know, that they don't feel like, they feel like they're at the end of their lives. And I
They're
keep saying, yeah,
halfway.
yeah, you have like 30, 40 years of life left. And so for me, that's what it's really about right now, is how do I make sure that that 30, 40 years is as good as my first 50?
Love that, but it should be. You're right. Like, we used to live in a world where at 50 it was old. You know, this is way back, yeah, 100 years ago, or even 50 years ago. It was older to be 50. 50 now is in your prime. 50 now is like, if you continue looking after yourself and biohacking your age, as we've spoken about on the show with so many different people, from Brian Johnson to Dave Asprey, the leading pioneers in this space, Gary Becker, sorry, you know, all these people who we've had on the show, we speak about biohacking your health. This goes perfectly into it. So if these guys, including Dr. Willard, they are all leading the way, this is where we want to be. You want to biohack your age so that you can live those additional 30 years past 50, those additional 40 years past 50, just in that same way, where you can squat every day with big weights if you want, where you can hike up that huge hill, that mountain. You can go with your family and do activities. You can be there for your kids, your grandkids, your fur babies, and anything else you want. You want to have that energy to feel amazing. So you have to pour into you. What are you ingesting? How are you looking after yourself? And how are you looking after this, your mind? Dr. Willard, I could talk to you all day. There's so much I want to ask you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience, where they can get the product, for example?
Sure. You can get the product online. You can actually just search Willard Water. You can buy it on Amazon. Most vitamin retailers online have it. iHerb, Vitacost, Swanson Vitamins, or you can buy directly from us at drwillard.com, drwillard.com. They'll have a lot of information on that as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing today. This formula supports removal of free radicals, reducing oxidative stress, and so many other great things in the body, anti-aging, and things that we've spoken about today that I personally love for my own body And I know so many of you will benefit from it. Dr. Willard, thank you so much for coming. The links are below for everyone who's like, where can I get it? Go, 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 go. He just told you where to get it, but the link is below to make it super easy for you. If you're tuning in on any platform, the link is right there. We'll see you again next week for more fun and law of attraction stuff and interesting guests. Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Willard. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.